What's good, y'all? This is your boy Michael Ray. I'm back again with another video. Today I had every intention on just relaxing in the house and doing some housekeeping duties. And then I got this bright idea to just really cut on the camera and just talk to you guys. So upon talking to a friend last night, I really had to come into terms with just myself and an abundance of other things. And so I know you guys are probably looking like, okay, well, dude, you have not posted in quite some time. The thing is, I have about 3 to 4 videos that I have recorded. I just needed to edit. In fact, half of them are edited. I just needed to post them. But like, I'm one of those guys where I'm one of those creators where if it's not genuine, then I'm always reluctant to post it. And so that's pretty much why I haven't posted. Like, you guys know, y'all have been here. Well, for those of you who have been with me throughout my entire YouTube journey, I believe in being authentic. I believe in being transparent, honest, and open about every single thing. And I feel like the last videos that I have recorded were just kind of following trends versus staying true to what I myself believe in regards to my channel. So that's why I haven't posted. So I was just like, okay, well, I got to get back to the drawing board. Like, I really have to figure it out. Like, what is it that I'm doing? And so today, you know, I just chose today, and it came to mind like at random, to just kind of sit here and talk about this. As you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, I do just want to just kind of have like a small little chit chat with you guys about just some things that I have realized when evaluating my life in general. So for me, like, when it comes to relationships, y'all, and this is just me venting, this is just me just acknowledging everything that I have, you know, recognized within my own life and life's experiences. So y'all, like, when it comes to relationships, I feel like, and I have to be open and honest with you guys. When it comes to relationships, after the one relationship that I devoted all of my time, energy into, and it backfired, since that very moment, I now see where I fall short in a lot of different areas when it comes to relationships. Like, my communication, I'm a very effective communicator, but like, I find myself oftentimes shutting myself out, like, from the general world. And so I feel like that can kind of hinder me with relationships as well. And so I'm doing a lot of self-reflecting and acknowledging my wrongs in hopes to making them right. But I feel like a lot of the things that I'm noticing is kind of like the reasons why I've had so many downward spirals when it comes to relationships. And I honestly feel like, bro, you got to get your shit together. You know what I mean? Like, there's just no ifs, ands, buts about it. You cannot harper over what happened, let that affect with what is. And so I was just like, dude, you got to get it together. And so that's the purpose of this video. I just wanted to kind of sit here and just chat with you guys, get your personal experiences, and see what advice you guys might have, and just go from there. Because, like, y'all, honestly, I feel myself, when it comes to relationships and friendships in general, like, I'm not here, you know what I mean? And I feel like in aspects of the relationship, I know damn well I'm a good communicator, you know what I mean? I feel like oftentimes, but I'm also one of them people, and I know this video is gonna be all over the place, y'all. Charges to my head, not to my heart. But I'm also one of those guys where I am a firm believer in vibes. Like, the energy has to be right. Like, if I feel like the energy is off, then there's no, and this is just my personal opinion, I feel like if the energy is off in the relationship, there's no way that things can be copacetic. Like, the vibe has to be right. Like, whatever the issues are that are buried underneath, you have to bring them to the forefront and work it out, iron that shit out, and move forward. But the problem that I have these days is, I guess because I'm so kind of like anti-bullshit now. Like, I've been through so many different things when it comes to relationships. Like I say, when you devote your time, your energy, support, and just give it all that you have in a relationship, and the person still takes advantages of you and cheats, lies, and does all these conniving things, you kind of develop this mindset like, okay, well, nigga, if I can devote myself to this person, do everything right, and this motherfucker still fuck me over, you just don't care no more. And I think that's the point that I've gotten to over the years, and I see myself trying to move forward, and it's just not happening. And so I had to ask myself yesterday, so why is this happening? You know, like, why do you always run into these bumps in the road when you're trying to move ahead? And so for me, y'all know I'm open and I'm honest about every single thing. And so I had to get to a moment where I could self-reflect, acknowledge the wrongs, come up with resolutions, not quick resolutions, just effective resolutions. And so that's what I've been doing. And that's the purpose of me just sitting here talking to you guys, because I believe in order to move past anything, you first have to acknowledge it. You have to acknowledge those wrongs. You have to acknowledge those hurts. You have to acknowledge the anger. You have to acknowledge all of those things that put you in the position to where you're not able to move ahead. And that's where I'm at right now. I feel like there's no relationship, no friendship that I can be a part of that's going to be successful if I do not own that. You know what I mean? And that goes on both sides. That's not just, you know, it takes two. You know what I mean? And again, this is a general conversation. This is a generalized conversation based on self-reflecting and just all of the things I've evaluated within myself over the past, I'm going back years, you know what I mean? And so please don't take any of this in the sense that just don't take it in a negative sense. All of this is just self-reflection. And I'm basically just pouring that out to you guys. So on top of acknowledging the hurts, like, you have to come up with resolutions. And so, like, for me, I work best with resolutions. I deal best with conflict simply just by taking time within myself, by myself. And I feel like in relationships, I think time and space coincides. I feel like you have to give each other space and you have to give each other time. Like, I'm just one of those dudes where I'll be all right if you just give me time and the space to cool off, collect my thoughts, acknowledge what's ahead of me, and create a game plan to move forward. That's just how I am, and that's how I've always been. Well, I'm not going to say that's how I've always been, but that's how I am now. And so that's how I deal with shit. Like, I deal with shit just by being to myself and just really self-reflecting and evaluating all of the shit that I'm thinking about in my mental, notating it, putting it in a video form, just like I'm doing now, and just revisiting it and revamping and coming up with a game plan so that I can move forward. And I feel like relationships, you have to have that. But I also feel like there are certain people in relationships that just don't get it. Some people do not. When you tell certain people that you need space, when you tell certain people that you need time to self-reflect, when you tell certain people that you just need to figure some shit out, they take it in a negative sense. And again, this is just a generalized conversation. They take it into a negative sense, and it's not always that. And I feel like in even with previous friendships of mine, when you tell people like, hey, you know, I fuck with you, but right now I just kind of need to take a step back, evaluate some things, and see how I can progress. And I don't think it's beneficial for me to come around as often and things of that sort, and they take it in a negative way. It's not always about the negative. Like, I'm not saying I don't want to fuck with you. I'm saying I need to take some time and reevaluate some things so I can see how I can progress in life. That's all I'm saying. And that goes as the same for relationships. Some people just Some people just need to take time. And I'm one of those people. Like, I have to have that time away. I have to have time to myself. I have to be able to think in a positive space. And when the elements are all fucked up and the vibe is off, I'm off. And I can own that. Like, and so that's why I've had so many bumps in the road when it comes to relationships, friendships, because if I don't have that time and I'm not reevaluating things corrective, like in a clean space, bro, I can't move forward the way that I need to. I just can't move forward. So that's why it's important for me to break. And that's why I break away so often. Like, so I have a lot of people that ask me questions like, dude, you go ghost, you just get quiet and you don't talk and you just not here. And that's because I'm dealing with some shit mentally, and I'm trying to evaluate things, and I'm trying to do it the right way versus spaz out versus just give in and throw in the towel. I'm trying to prevent all of that by staying to myself, collecting my thoughts, evaluating what is, so that I can change what needs to be changed. Adjustments have to be made, and I have to do that in a clear space. And so that's why I do that. And so I just feel like in a relationship, it is equally important for you and your partner to understand that. Like, when you, and I feel like that all boils back down to communication. If you communicate that with your partner, let them know ahead of time, so that way when they notice these type of things, it's not a surprise to them. You know what I'm saying? They don't feel blindsided, or they don't feel like they're in the way, or they feel less loved. You know what I mean? And so that all boils back down to communication. And I can honestly say throughout the years, my communication has not been the best. I am oftentimes not vocal about what I feel. And I feel like that has to be at the forefront. Like, you have to voice your opinions, state what you like, state what you do not like, state what works for you, state what doesn't work for you. And I feel like that would be a good remedy in a relationship setting and even a friendship setting. And so, like, now that I have come to terms with these things, I can deal with people more accordingly, y'all. Like, and that's, again, I know there's somebody somewhere going through the same thing. And again, this does not apply to just relationships. This applies to friendships. And so I just feel like if you need that time, take that time. You know what I mean? And just really self-reflect, evaluate things for what it is, make the necessary adjustments. And I think that's so important. I cannot stress that enough. And if you are like me, doing things like this, me sitting in front of a camera, me creating a video blog, me creating a checklist of things that I can work on, a checklist of things that I need, a checklist of things that I necessarily want within my friendship, relationship, career, all of those things. And so in doing that, I find that to be very helpful. Again, y'all, when I first started this YouTube journey, I told y'all this was more of a therapy for me. And I feel like the last couple of videos have been more about trying to obtain the views and this and that. So I was losing track of what I set, you know, the goals I set for this channel. And I just really had to come back and, you know, again, self-evaluate some things. And not only was I self-reflecting and in retrospect to the career, the friendships, the relationships, the dating, all of these good things, I had to come to terms with YouTube as well. Like, I'm like, okay, well, I was doing it for, you know, the views, but that's not the goal that I set for this. And so that's why it's always good to stay true to who you are. And I've always been that type of person. I never really cared to follow the trend. I've always wanted to stay in my own lane and continue on in doing that. And so that was the purpose of this video. I had a lot on my mind. I want to mentally I wanted to verbally let it go. And I feel like that is so important as human beings. When you feel things, don't let it build up, speak it. Even if you're not telling someone, put it in video form, revisit it later. If you're like me, create a YouTube channel. Let that be your therapy, because there are oftentimes people that are going through the same shit as you and are going to respond. And not only that, you could be the remedy that they need. You know what I mean? And so I know I'm rambling, but I just really wanted to have this chit chat with y'all, because like I honestly feel like it was necessary. Bottom line, it was extremely necessary. And again, I want y'all to engage too. Like, tell me your thoughts. Like, what do you think about the information presented today? Like, what is your thoughts on relationships? What does it take to keep going, to not give up? And ultimately, what does it take to say, okay, enough is enough. This isn't working. Let's just part ways. And also with friendships, at what point do you say, okay, I've been in this position, I've been with you, I've rocked with you this long, but it just seems like you're not going anywhere. Like, I just want y'all's opinion on these things, because ultimately it's a broad area, and everyone has opinions, and I feel like we can all learn from them. So please engage, comment in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are. And that way I can, scroll through them and see how that applies to whatever situation I'm thinking about in the now. And yeah, just see how that applies to it. And honestly, again, this is my therapy session. Y'all are my counselors. And in some cases, I may serve as a counselor to you. I feel like this is extremely important. This is what my channel is about, being transparent, open, and honest about any and everything. And I felt like I lost sight of that for a while, but I'm getting back to the basics now. And so I want y'all to engage. Let me know your thoughts on this video. And again, tell me what you guys want to talk about. Again, I want to be very open and honest with you guys. You guys have become like a second family to me. And so when I'm not at my best, you guys do let me know. And so I always want to present my best, but I want to do it in an authentic way. I want you guys to know whenever I speak something, it's the truth. This is what it is. It ain't no other logistics to it. That's just what it is. And so, yeah, guys, I just had to have a vent session with you guys. I am off here on this rainy Monday, and I just decided to cut the camera on and just really have that therapy session with you guys. And so I find it to be very relieving, because now once I turn this camera off, I'll be at peace. You know what I mean? I'm already at peace now, but just being able to verbally speak and let out all of that was stuffed in. Oh man, it's a relief, y'all. Like, if you're like me, try it. If you bottle things up oftentimes, just verbally speak it. Even if you're not speaking to somebody, just verbally speak it. I swear you will feel so much relieved. Whew. Yes, I feel relieved. I really do. This was a good moment. I definitely have to keep it going. Again, I'm getting back to the basics. This is what my channel was. This is why my channel even came about. Just being open and honest with you guys. Transparency is key. And so I'm getting back to that. And I'm going to get off this camera, enjoy the rest of my day. Again, I really do want to hear what you guys have to say about any of the information in this video. How did you deal with this friendship relationship? When did you know that you needed to make the necessary adjustments? How did you make it, and why? So comment in the comment section. Let me know down below. If you're not a member of the family, I need you to stop playing with yourself, stop playing with your life. Hit the red button, join the family today. If you're already a member, y'all know I rock with y'all the long way. I love y'all, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. And until we meet again, it is adios for now. I got to cut my TV on. I got my candle lit. I can't drink because I just got my wisdom tooth pulled. So that's really why. That's another reason it took me a little minute to get to this point to record another video. But nevertheless, better late than never. And so, yeah, I'm just going to get off, relax, enjoy the rest of my time. I'm off and just really collect my thoughts and just be at peace, you know, and that's the most important thing. So until we meet again, guys, I'm out.